here from Old Drinks Down Under. Welcome to the latest video. Currently heading up to Brisbane on the Newell Highway through the Pilliga Scrub, Pilliga Wilderness, or the Pilliga Honeymoon Retreat, whichever setting you'd like. It's a big expanse of national park between Coonabarabran and Narrabri, or Dubbo on the Queensland border, however broad you want it to be. So heading up here to do a little bit of work on a couple of Macks, which I know sounds like something a bit different for me. I'm actually leaving some work behind, which was working on a couple of old Macks also. So but it's been a pretty busy month and the content's been a bit dry. I do apologise for that. But there's been a bit of preparation for the upcoming harvest, and also just doing a little bit of work on Andy's truck to get it ready for this show that we're going to as well, which is the Winton Outback Festival. And so with that behind me, I'm going up to look at another couple of Macks for Captain Matt. They're pretty right to go, but I'll just run a bit of support out there with him, and yeah, we'll hopefully have a good show. So this video is just going to be a little bit of a look at some of the work we do, just in the lead up to it, and the commencement of the journey. So stay tuned, and thanks for being patient, and I hope you enjoy the video.
What's going down, Sir Dave?
Well, mostly my self-esteem, mate. But here we are, just doing a little bit of work on the R700, the Buntine Roadways 1971 model, and just doing a leak and diff seal. So we just cleaned the housing up, got a new seal in there, cleaned the yoke up, and ready to reinstall. So this is the R700 that's going to go on the back on the way out to the show. Boys have given it a little bit of a freshen up, painted some wheels and rims and put a new exhaust on, and she's beautiful. It's a V8 375, ready to rumble. Here's the jewel of the crown, 1971 R785, ex-Buntine Roadways, and done back up into the Buntine colours. Ready to create a storm in Western Queensland. So we've got to load it up. Moment of truth is very close. We're going to find out what this 237's made of. Ready to set sail. Who's this bloke holding up traffic here? Look at the chaff coming out of the old Maxidyne. Sounds like it's at about 1100 revs there. Not far out of Dalby at the moment. Beautiful black country. Crops are looking good. Pretty good season up here, I think. I guess we'll soon see how far it extends, how far west it goes, but through this Downs country they've had a lot more favourable season than what we've had at home, so hopefully they get a really good year out of it and make a bit of money. That's what it's all about. Got a bit of a wide load coming here. I don't think we're going to take this one on. As you can hear there, 8 metres through the crackle of the radio. There you go. Just poking along on the Warrego Highway west of Mitchell, just heading towards Morven and Charleville. Yeah, so just going along the right. I don't know if those clouds up there or out there are a little bit stormy. We've gone through a bit of rain this morning, but not too much. Certainly didn't need to put the sandbags up. So yeah, we're just going to probably get to Charleville tonight and spend a little bit of time there and continue heading along after that. But so far so good. Never want to speak too soon, but not too much to fix. We've got a couple of little electrical gremlins to sort out, probably just in the trailer plug, but anyway, that'll be okay. We'll get it sorted soon. Well, we're coming into Morven. Not the Morven I'm used to, which is about 35 k's from home. Heading to Western Queensland. Road train hookup area. She's all happening here. Live on location here in Charleville with El Capo.
Morning.
And a few running repairs on the Buntine truck. We did some electrical work yesterday, fixed a wire in under the trailer plug and put another lead on it, and fixed a little bit of trailer wiring. So we're back in shape there again, but now we've got a bit of a problem with the gearbox. So it's an old twin stick 6-speed, and we've lost 4th gear, which is not really ideal when you've only got 6 to begin with. So usually the pattern is you go through 3 gears on your main stick, or 4 gears. And then when you get into 5th or 4th slot, you have the option of using the overdrive as a second stick, on the second stick I should say. Usually there's a lockout to prevent the overdrive stick being used in the lower gears. So the mates said that we could probably attempt to get rid of that lockout, and maybe just to give us not overdrive through all gears, but just to use overdrive in 3rd, just to lessen the gap to go into 5th low. So without having a ratio chart in front of us, we're hoping that 3rd high might be somewhere closer to 5th low, to 4th low, which is the gear that it would have been in before. So anyway, we're just about to lift these sticks up here, 1 and 2, and then we'll take this plate off, flip it upside down, and try and remove the lockout. Wish us luck. Just work that again, mate, that 4th to 5th. Okay, stop. So we've removed said top plate. And this is the lockout scenario. So that's just that fits over your gate in your main box, and that only allows the movement in this stick once you're across in the 4th and 5th gate. So we're going to try and remove this, put it back on, and let's see what it wants to do. Now, it's at this point we should establish that there will be no warranty on said repairs, but we've moved that lockout. It's just retained with a ball and spring that goes into that ball, and it's just held against there in that slot. So, that being said, let's get this thing back on the truck and see how it goes with a second stick moving. old Maxidyne out in front, blowing a bit of soot out the side pipe. Triple road train, look at that. Heading north of Augathella towards Tambo. Been a bit of a fire through these trees, but there's nice little purpley blue flowers on the side of the road. Beautiful. Here in Tambo, Western Queensland. Having a little bit of a look at the museum here, which covers the history of transport around Tambo and the Johnson Brothers outfit. Some really good photos and good explanations of some of the stuff. So they put a lot of time and effort into this. Nice shaded area. It does get pretty warm out here. Old KB enter, I think it's a KB. Hooked up to an old single axle trailer. Just goes through all of the original families and companies here that that went through the history of transport, right from the early years up to the current day. Great selection of photos and plenty of detail. These little towns really relied on transport, reliable transport, more so than where I'm from. I mean, lots of little companies kept little towns going at home too, but in these western areas, you know, the population's just so spread out, and it's pretty easy now with the internet. The whole world has got pretty close together, but back in the day, these old transporters carted everything from the mail to medical supplies and food and drinks and all sorts of mechanical spare parts and everything you could possibly think of. And some of these carriers would have been the only vehicles going from point A to point B. It's not like around home where you might have 100 vehicle movements. So these guys were genuinely the lifeblood of these small towns and the big stations surrounding these towns and in some of these more remote areas. In this shed here, it's a bit hard to see with the reflection, but there's a Flintstone. It's been restored by Johnson Brothers. Johnson Brothers are still going. They've got a depot just up the road here. So if you're ever travelling out this way, rolling through time, check her out, buy something in the town, support these little places. They're well worth it. Just pull up in Tambo, a little bite to eat. We're just about to get on the road again. Well, the CH is on the road. We're up here at Barcaldine on the way to Winton, with the R model on the back. Great to see Andy's given it a bit of a tidy up, done the back rims, and she's looking a treat. Definitely in the outback now. Got a couple of road trains here from Neil Manson. So the R model's making another appearance. Hopefully it doesn't have to come to the rescue of every other truck this time. CH got here okay, but actually split a fuel filter on the way up, so it's made a bit of a mess of this side, so we're going to have to give it a bit of a clean up when we can find a bit of a facility. Big V8 R700, it's riding on the back this time. It's not really roadworthy, so it's not going to get a run on the bitumen. And the Buntine R785, 237 with a 6-speed, and a few dramas with a 6. But touch wood, it's going okay at the moment. It's got another probably 300 k's to go, and we're at our destination. Then we can make a plan for the way home. So here in Barcaldine this morning. Probably about 300 k's to go to Winton, so probably about 4 hours in this old thing, just poking along steadily. And yeah, we'll be up there after lunch. Off to Longreach. So we're leaving Barcaldine on the way out to Ilfracombe and Longreach. So we're getting fairly close to our destination now. A few hours and we'll be pretty close to Winton. Welcome to Longreach. Looks like the Qantas Museum here on the right hand side. The 747 in there, as you do in a regional airport. girl is there, maybe a Super Constellation or something like that. I think they called them a Connie, didn't they? Anyway, might have a bit of a look at that on the way back. We've just got to catch these other blokes up. Yeah, the Qantas Founders Museum there, so that's where it all started. Anyway, plenty to see in Longreach. You can even come here and see the Western style water truck. Look at that. You don't see too many of them. Good times. Well, we're getting fairly close now. Probably half an hour away from Winton destination. See a bit of a range of hills, or a whatever you want to call them. Come to a rocky outcrop, whatever it might be, out in the distance there. Yeah, otherwise pretty big horizon. "40 kilometres according to the little green sign there. Our wagon's going well, mate. We're making time all right. Well, we're just about at Winton. Pretty good effort after a few little dramas on the trip. Certainly the warmest conditions we've been in for 6 months at least. So yeah, after a few little hiccups, the trucks have done pretty well. Well, we're in Winton and we're at the museum. We've come around the back way. Here's the old boneyard from the museum. Very cool. So we're just here at Winton now, we're unloading. Andy's going to get the cool power off. What sort of a trip have you had so far?
Oh, pretty good. They're saying that I'm pretty good today.
Well, thank you for joining in the wander to Winton. The Maxidyne went well, the 6-speed not quite so well, but we got out there anyway. I hope you enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for the next video, which will be the parade and the show at Winton, and a little bit more of a look around the museum. Thanks for watching, guys.